In this mini lecture, we're going to get started by looking at the internal assessment. So when we're looking at doing an internal assessment, we perform an internal audit. And with an internal audit, we gather and put together and prioritize information about a firm's internal management, marketing, finance, accounting, operations, research and development, information systems, and a lot of times we use different types of data and data analytics in order to perform this audit. The resource-based view approach contends that internal resources are more important for a firm than external factors in achieving and sustaining a competitive advantage. Now remember, in a previous mini lecture, we talked about the industrial organization approach, which actually says the opposite, that external factors are more important in achieving a sustainable competitive advantage. So with the resource-based, the RBV approach, we're really looking at a firm's strengths and weaknesses, those internal things within an organization that the firm controls, that they have control over. And these resources can be grouped into either tangible or intangible resources. Now, in order for a resource to be considered valuable, meaning that it can help to create a competitive advantage, it has to either be one of these three things. So it has to be rare, hard to imitate, or not easily substitutable. So rare meaning nobody has it, or it's very different than what's out there. Hard to imitate meaning that it's hard for somebody to um, recreate your product or service. One way this can be achieved is through patents. Or three, not easily substitutable, meaning there's not really any substitutes out there in the marketplace that are a good substitute for your product or service. All right, these three are called empirical indicators. What's most important is that you understand that for a resource to be valuable, it either has to be rare, hard to imitate, or not easily substitutable. And so these three factors help a firm to determine strategies that can help it improve efficiencies and effectiveness and lead to a competitive advantage and hopefully a sustainable competitive advantage. Now, competitive advantage is something that your organization has that others don't, or something you do better. A sustainable competitive advantage is when you can maintain that over a longer period of time. So you're maintaining that competitive advantage. All right, so we look at distinctive competencies. So basically, these are a firm's strengths that can't be easily matched or imitated. So what are we good at that others aren't as good at, and they're going to have a hard time being as good as us. And we build competitive advantages by taking advantage of our strengths or our distinctive competencies. And again, the whole goal is to create a sustainable competitive advantage that we can maintain over a significant period of time. So that is the basics of the internal audit. Next, we'll look at the marketing and management function in our next mini lecture.